First and foremost, I consider myself to be a keen observer of current events. And with that being said, I wanted to find a current event that not only would describe me, but also would be applicable to all of you. And I stumbled upon one issue in particular that is affecting all of Michigan, and that is the right to work legislation that was just passed in December of last year. Now, I grew up in a heavily unionized family, and with stories being passed down about Jimmy Hoffa and the spoils of corruption and also the benefits of being unionized. With that being said, I didn't quite believe my dad when he said people were being paid $120,000 plus lifetime benefits to screw in screws for doors and other auto parts. I think people deserve a fair wage, but is that a little bit too excessive? So with that being said, today I'd like to talk about how right to work affects me, how it's beneficial to the state of Michigan, and some of the economic benefits for the implementation, as a result of the implementation of right to work. So as I was saying, I come from a heavily unionized family. My dad is a Teamster, my uncle is a Teamster, and I have aunts who work in the auto industry as well. All of whom agree that unions were a good thing and to some extent still are. They allowed the emergence of the middle class, and if it weren't for the unions, I certainly wouldn't be standing here today, and many of you probably wouldn't be here today either. But the point is there a point in time where the unions lost touch with whom they were supposed to be representing? Is there a point in time in which we must start advocating for better leadership in the workplace? And this brings me to right to work. It's simply the freedom of association in the workplace. One shouldn't have to be forced to join an organization in the workforce. Further, one shouldn't have to pay to be forced into an organization for representation. It should be optional. And it's baffling to me, and perhaps many of you, that we have to create laws in the 21st century to stop the forced membership of any particular organization. With that being said, let's look at some economic data that right to work has manifested in other states. In, for instance, Alabama, which is notoriously known for being economically depressed, they passed right to work legislation in the late 90s, 1998 to be more specific. And they've seen their payrolls increase by 2.98%. Going off of that, Michigan has lost 170,000 manufacturing jobs from 2001 to 2006. Talent has been leaving the state. And our singular reliance upon the auto industry has led to bailouts and has led to mass unemployment and graft. So we have to really reanalyze what's best for our families, what's best for the state of Michigan, and ultimately what's best for us and our prospects in the workforce. So with that, I've talked about a little bit about my family and how it has affected me in terms of the benefits of unionization, how we can move forward in an even-mannered way, and the economic benefits of right-to-work legislation.